Alright, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and a few sisters out there. Unto thy foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in Hebrew, which means peace. Without further ado, this is who Bill Clinton, this is where the Planned Parenthood, this is where you black women that's out there, all you sisters, independent women, alright, that don't give two shits about your future, or you care about yourself. This is who you emulate. This is who you get your idea from. This is who Hillary Clinton looks highly of. This is who the Democratic Party, alright, this is the idea of what they think about you. Let it play.
Do you believe in sin? When I say believe, I don't mean to believe in committing sin. Do you believe there is such a thing as sin?
Well, I think the greatest sin in the world is bringing children into the world that have disease from their parents, that have no chance in the world to be a human being, practically. Delinquents, prisoners, all sorts of things just marked when they're born. That, to me, is the greatest sin that people can commit.
But sin in the ordinary sense that we regard it, do you believe or do you not believe?
Well, what would they be?
Do you believe that infidelity is a sin?
Well, I'm not going to specify what I think is sin. I've stated what I think is the worst sin.
Yes, but then you asked me to say what, and I said what, and you refused to answer me?
Yes, I don't know about infidelity. It has so many personalities to it. What a person's own belief is. I couldn't generalize any of those things.
That was Margaret Singer. That was the woman. Her, I believe she used. Damn, I forgot which. I think it was Booker T. Washington. Not Booker T. Washington. Matter of fact, let me look this bitch up again. I didn't have her in mind. I just saw the thing, so I was like, you know what? Might as well do a show on it. But this is who this world emulates. All right, this is who the world. When I mean the world, this is how people think. How do you spell this bitch name? There she is, Margaret Singer. Now, when you go to her Wikipedia, because I remember there was we did shows on this bitch anyway. Margaret Singer Higgins was an American birth control activist, sex educator, writer, and nurse. She opened the first birth control clinic in the United States, founded by Planned Parenthood, and collaborated in the development of the first birth control pill. Singer is regarded as a founder and a leader of the birth control movement. All right, and she's a small hatter. But there's a name I'm looking for, because she started her first hospital in Harlem, New York. All right. I just want to get to see who was the Sambu nigga that helped her start the movement. Let's go there. Let's go like that. All right. Oh, sorry. It was Brownsville. Oh, Brooklyn. Go figures. Singer opened a family planning and birth control clinic in the United States in Brownsville neighborhood of Brooklyn. Now, if you don't know anything about Brownsville, New York, which near East New York, which they call East New York, nearby is the hood. I mean, that area, that spot is grimy. Okay? So she went to I believe her slogan, and I'm not going to look it up, she considered poor people as weeds that need to be cut off. But there's a particular individual, I'm just looking for that person's name, that's all. Her Harlem joint. You know what? Let me just do Harlem. Harlem Clinic, right? Oh boy, let me see. This is a particular name. I just wanted. All right. There he is. W.E. Du Bois. The clinic was endorsed by Abanishing Baptist Church, the Urban League, and W.E. Du Bois. That's what I was looking for. I knew it was a particular name. So this bitch, this demon, was all about people that was
Do you believe in
having children, and not because the people that was having children were evil. Well, they considered it evil, but Esau has this factuation of more the dark races having more children than they do. All right, and she's an advocate of that. Planned Parenthood is for you women out there to get rid of all of your potential children. Now, this is nothing new under the sun. Matter of fact, I wasn't even gonna go there, but hey, this is a subject. And might I add, the slogan is true that a black child is in more danger in a mother's womb than out, meaning she's being encouraged to get rid of her children. Matter of fact, before I get there, Lamentations, I think it's the 4th chapter, around the 5th verse. Lamentations 4 and 3. Even the sea monsters draw out their breasts to give suck to the young ones. The daughter of my people is become cruel, like an ostrich in the wilderness. Now, if you don't know the characteristics of an ostrich can lay an egg where it stands and forget the egg was there and stepping on the egg, which which kills their child. So they're not aware of what they're doing. They're foolish, okay, like a beast. But the scripture says even a sea monster is willing to give their child nourishment, but the Israelite woman, okay, with the modern day Israelite woman are the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, care less about their own kind. And the advocate or the person that pushes this idea to kill off their own is Margaret Singer, an old white woman that did not consider blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans of any sort of kind worthy of living. Okay? They do not see you worthy of living. And the encouragement, which is prejudice, which is a deep hatred that they have towards the Israelites, period. Okay? Like the scripture says, a perpetual hatred. It says, the tongue of the sucking child cleave to the roof of his mouth. For the thirst, the young children ask bread, and no man breaketh it unto them. Now that's going into the time that we was taken down by the Babylonians. Okay? That's what happened. So now, where in history did this happen before? And in history, this happened, but you had women that were standouts, that would not follow what the rulers um, would force them to do. Okay, Exodus 1:9 says the Passover is coming up. We got to get familiar with this story. All right, because this story is still to this very moment, to this day, applies to us. Because we're not out of captivity, no matter what. It says 1:3. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor, and made their lives bitter with hard bondage, in mortar, and in brick, and in all manner of service in the field. All their service wherein they made them to serve was with rigor. And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of one was Shapera, and the name of the other Puah, and said, when you do the office of midwife to the Hebrew women, see them upon the stools. If it be a son, then ye shall kill him, but if it be the daughter, then ye shall save. Now, why would the Pharaoh at the time make a statement like that? Because if there's less men, the population is easy controlled. That show you how to value, that even in the ancient world, how men saw women. All right, they saw women. They knew that women were the weaker vessel, and easy manipulated. And this is why I bring that up, because women are encouraged to go and get Plan B, to kill off whatever seed that they have, to live a promiscuous life, and there's no accountability of that. But you had righteous women back then that would not stand with that at all. All right? And it says, but the midwives feared the Most High, and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men children alive. So this was a sort of a Planned Parenthood back then. All right? They wanted them to abort, to kill off the next generation. And these women stood before the king of Egypt, obviously, who had immense power over them, to make their lives miserable or to kill them, and didn't take that commandment. So what is wrong with the modern woman today? She is the enemy of the Israelite man. Okay? She's an enemy. And she follows what the Edomites instructed to do. So this is, compared to right now, this is the complete opposite. Okay? And the scriptures clearly tell you, Micah 7:10, that she that is my enemy shall see it. So the woman is our enemy that's willing to kill her for the next generation right after her. She's willing to kill her for her own. All right? I will never forget, it was a couple of years ago, during the pandemic, actually. It's not a couple of years ago. But during the pandemic, there was a lot of people was going through it. But there was, like, I guess, a little chat that these women decided, and these quote-unquote sisters, well, these demons, all right, she-devils, got together and find ways of literally destroying the generation to come. And their whole thing was, if it's a black boy, to kill it off. So they was doing the complete opposite of what they was doing back then in Egypt. That's why, through the Spirit, I was just contemplating on the difference between this captivity and the Egyptian captivity. And in Egyptian captivity, Jake were more, I want to say they was always together. Obviously not, because that's not our nature. Because when you read Exodus tells you that two men were striving against one another. But the scripture does not tell you that within a man's household there was disorder. So a woman was a comfort to a man back then. Okay? Their lives, they obviously tells you that they suffered much rigor, but did not tell you that they was literally trying to destroy one another like how they would do today. All right? And that's the God honest truth. The way is put today, she is our mortal enemy. And she followed Esau, Edom, especially this demon bitch right here. Okay, Margaret Singer. Her ideas of how people that she considered to be less should be treated. Now we talk a good game. All right, because that's all we could do. We was given power to prophesy, but we wasn't given the power to make certain things to happen. Esau, throughout all this period of time, made things happen. All right, that's why it says this. Let me get this up. I believe it's Zechariah 1:14. No, I'm sorry. Maybe it's Amos 1:14. I haven't read this in a while. It says 1:11. It says, "Thus saith Yah the Lord, for 3 transgressions." And the man that asks about sin. Sin is, the definition of sin is transgression of the law. What law? The laws of the Most High. The laws of the Most High is the laws of life itself. It's not just a isolated laws. The laws of the Most High is for life in general, right? It says, so for the Lord said, for three transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did he tear perpetually. He kept his wrath forever. Perpetual is, like the next verse said, meaning forever. So to this moment, to this very day, they hate our guts. All right? That's why I wanted to bring this one out. It says the same thing as the other Psalms, but Psalms 53 and 3, matter of fact, 1. The fool have said in his heart, there is no God. And that's Esau. All right? Esau and his science would have everybody believe that the Most High doesn't exist. And what I mean by science is knowledge. Okay? He spends billions, trillions of dollars to try to disprove that the Most High exists. He's a literal fool. Right? But that's people you're not supposed to take serious. But the Lord used the basis of men to do what? To turn what he created upside down. Now you have the majority of the people in this world, I mean mainly American, the Babylonians, that'll be willing to kill off their own species, their own race, no problem, because they follow this godless being, which is Esau. Corrupt are they, and have done abominable iniquity. There's none that doeth good. The Most High looked down from heaven upon the children of men, which is talking about all the other nations, and to see if there were any that did understand, that seek the Most High. Every one of them is going backward, and then altogether become filthy. That there is none that doeth good, no, not one. Have the workers of iniquity no knowledge? Who eat up my people as they eat bread? They have not called upon the Lord, upon the Most High. So right now, our people are being literally devoured by those that are in power. And everything that they train our people to do is for what? It's not for our benefit. It's not for our health. It's for our own destruction. The average Israelite man, especially back in the day, he probably could have like 10, 11 children, 10, 12 children. All right? And that's just restraining. So they put it in the minds of the people to have less children and women to go out there and kill off the children that's within them. So they eating up our people. Then what they do with the aborted baby, they use their parts for the science experiment. So all Jake is doing is participating what these devils want them to participate. This is why Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is going to destroy this man from the face of the earth. This man is as deaf, like the scripture says. I was going to get it, but he is as deaf. And he's going to be punished for it. I'm going to keep reading. It says, they in a great fear where no fear was. For the Most High have scattered the bones of him that encampeth against thee, that has put them to shame, because the Most High have despised them. Oh, does the Lord hate? All right. Does the Lord hate other nations? You're absolutely right. And he hates Esau. All right. He hates Esau. He created a being that to hate, to put all his, and the scripture says, a vessel of wrath fitted for destruction. Said it was designed to be destroyed. It was created to be destroyed, to take the blunt of everything. The Lord could have wiped out all the other nations, including Israel, for all the wickedness that we did. But the Lord's like, nope, I'm going to take my anger onto this thing that I hate. All right. Oh, that the salvation of Israel were come out of Zion, when the Most High bringeth back the captivity of his people. Meaning we're coming out of this shit. Okay? Hey, the scriptures tell you, but the wicked shall multiply. What's this? Proverbs. Slovakia. Proverbs, I believe it's Proverbs 29 and 16. When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increases. So this is why the scripture says, what the love of many shall wax cold. So people are even willing to destroy that comes within their body. This is what what's his name? Donald Trump made the statement again yesterday. Nothing game changer. Something that everybody should know. But he said it again. There's only two genders, male and female. But the previous people that was in power, what do? They tell there's a whole bunch of different genders. So that's the wicked multiplying. But the righteous shall see their fall. And we're seeing Esau's fall. All right? We're seeing it. Let me go back to this and I'm ending off. Psalms 53. And 6. Oh, actually, yeah. Oh, that the salvation of Israel will come out of Zion. When the Most High bring back the captivity of his people, Jacob shall rejoice and Israel shall be glad. Yeah, no longer we're going to be under this man's thumb. The ungodly is the ungodly wanting us to participate in ungodly acts. So anybody that follows, that's majority of the modern day woman, the business type woman, the woman that cares for her career. Okay, she is going to lead you to a path of destruction because she's following what the Margaret Singer doctrine is all about. Okay, and she was oozing up that hatred. All right, let's look at this again. I'm gonna enter it off again.
Sin? When I say believe, I don't mean to believe in committing sin. Do you believe there is such a thing as sin?
Well, I think the greatest sin in the world is bringing children into the world.
The Lord said, "Be fruitful and multiply," but here's this demon. All right. Now, if it was just one thing of an isolated situation where a person just say things just to say it, but when you have the backing of the international bankers, organizations that went to the poorest neighborhoods in New York City at the time to exercise that which is unseemly for a race of people, and despite you added this, because what it said, the saying was what? When they made abortion illegal, more white women was doing it, or something like that. So you had people to believe that they would inherit diseases and so forth, and children instead of it being a blessing, or children was a curse. This is the madness that people fell for. All right. And the scriptures clearly tell you, be fruitful and multiply. Esau being the devil that he is. That's why, matter of fact, me ended off on this. I had this on mine. 2 Ezra 6 and 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him. Jacob hand held first the heel of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world. So if something ends, that means what? Brings in death. So Esau is a death bringer. All his ideas, even to this day, the carbon tax they about to have everybody pay to have less people around. This is all demonic. Because why? He's the end of the world. And it says, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Because Jacob is the sons of the Most High. The kingdom of heaven is going to be the golden age of the earth. You know what? I got to do that one. So with that being said, shalom to the elect of the nation Israel. Shalom.